Hello, Darthvegan here, back with another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Last couple episodes were kind of at home. I want to say at home because we were around Kerbin for our satellite launches. So this episode we're going to use one of our missions, and that is to go to Minmus. We're not going to build a surface outpost on Minmus just quite yet, but we will go ahead and position a satellite in Minmus, and we will land on Minmus and get lots and lots of science. So what I'm going to do is I have developed a modification of our moon lander, and it is now the Minmus lander. And I have attached a nice juicy satellite on top of that that fulfills the requirements of the satellite for the Minmus satellite mission. I had to put some disgusting radial mounted parachutes on our escape pod due to that, but that's okay, and we are ready to launch. Let's just make sure we've got the correct no, we do not want an engineer, we want a scientist. Bob and Jebediah are going to go on the mission to Minmus. So without further ado, let's just make sure our staging is all correct. Looks good, looks good. Actually, I want that to be on a separate thing, like this, that. Don't have to worry about those because that will change, but that is going to be good, and we're going to launch. So this will probably be separated up into 2 episodes, probably 1 episode to get us to Minmus and launch and position the satellite, and then the second episode will be the actual landing on Minmus and all of that other good stuff. So let's go ahead and get ready for the launch. And I think we are ready. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, launch. Oh boy. This is a beast. If I remember the last time when we went to the moon, we kind of had to be careful when we were trying to tilt over to 90 degrees, so I'll do that very gently. And hopefully this thing will be stable enough to not fall over. Not fall over. And no, it is not. No, it is not. Okay, so we're gonna have to fly straight up. That's all there is to it. Straight up and over. It's fine. I don't like to do it that way, but sometimes that's the way you gotta do it. So here we go. Up and over. So I'm just gonna go full blast. Boom. Get this thing up into the sky here. At least until we can break out of this thickest atmosphere. And I think we should be okay for drag if we're going straight up. I don't think it will cause too many problems. There we go. See the drag of the air breaking over us. Oh, don't tip too much. It's automatically trying to tip over to the 90 degrees. It just wants to do the gravity turn. No. Oh my god, this thing is difficult to control, that is for sure. It sure wants to tip. Okay, let's go ahead and tip a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. Okay. And we'll kill that. We'll let these guys pop on up out of the atmo. Here. We will deploy our thing there. We will pop up our solar panels. Okay, and then we will start getting into position to do our horizontal burn. This is not the most efficient way to launch a rocket at all, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna go ahead and fly straight up, and then we are going to launch over until we get a nice orbit achieved. Okay. You can see I added some RCS on here for our maneuvers on Minmus because it's so easy to move around. Sometimes it's better just use RCS on Minmus. Okay, let's go ahead and zip on up to about 30 seconds from our, well, we'll do about 45 seconds. We'll do a burn. See if we can get an orbit achieved here pretty quick. We're going to drop these boosters. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's take a look, see how we're doing. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Lots of horizontal speed to be made up here. Lots of horizontal speed to be made up for sure. Alright. I probably should have utilized a little bit of our... Nah, I think it's the only way to do it. Whenever your rocket's trying to tip like that. It's not cool. So we use a tremendous amount of fuel just to get up into orbit on these crazy rockets that are not very aerodynamic. Alright. Last time I landed on Minmus, in my last playthrough, had a lot of problem with bouncing, and I'm hoping that using these tails, or these wings as landing struts, will assist that. Maybe with the update to 1.5 they fixed the bouncing of the legs. I don't know if they did or not. I tried every possible combination of settings of the dampener and the springs, and still just had tons of problem with the legs just bouncing and throwing us high into the air. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, even if we weren't even in the ship, it would bounce. I mean, it was just crazy. Just crazy. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Not the most efficient use of fuel, but I don't want to dip back down into the atmo, so sometimes you got to do that when you fly straight up like this. So this main booster should at least get us into orbit, and hopefully have enough to get us into an injection burn to Minmus. You can see we're almost achieving an orbit now. Getting there, getting close, and got it. Okay. So now we want to zoom out, and we want to find Minmus here. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to set that as our target. Okay. It's a little bit of a different inclination than Kerbin. You can see that the orbit is not 90 degrees. So it makes it a little different to get an intersection, but it's still not hard. It's basically the same premise. You get on the backside of Kerbin about where Minmus is rising on the horizon, and then you do a prograde burn. Take about 800 to 1,000 depending, and you swing on out until you get a nice intersection here. I'm not getting what I want here. I'll move this over right here. Okay. Let's get this burn right there. Just Minmus has such a low gravity that it's not easy to get it to grab hold always. Oops, that's too much. Don't want to fly out of the solar system. Alright, let's see if we can get that just a little bit. Let's just move it around so we can get an intersection maybe. That's the sun apoapsis. Come on now. It's a little tricky. Although I never had this much trouble. Okay. I'm not trying to move my anti-normal. I'm trying to get an intersection here. Come on now. You know what? Let's just do that burn first, and then we'll do the burn to raise the inclination of it a little bit. Okay. And go prograde. It's a 40-second burn, so we need to burn when we've got about 20 seconds left on the timer, and then we'll be in pretty good shape, I think. Alright, not quite. Well, I think all of my adjustments made it look like I wanted to do something different, but this is actually what I wanted to do, so here we go. Here we go. Burn, baby, burn. You can see my apoapsis is growing there. Don't worry about the target marker. Like I said, I did some accidental adjustments that added some DeltaV that we don't need to use. We're just going to go straight prograde burn. Just like so. Alright. Just like that. Alright. Now, if we go up to here, we can add a maneuver to change our inclination to match that of Minmus. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can get another. It seems like we're just a little bit off here. Yeah, because it's going to be over there. I might have screwed that up. Might have screwed that up, for sure. What to do about that? Stick this right here. Let's go ahead and get down to 0. Okay. What's that? No. Is that there? No. Whoop, whoop. I thought I saw something. Thought I saw something. Maybe an encounter? No. No. Not so much. Wow. It is tough to get an encounter here. Okay. Let's move that in. Come on. Come on, Minmus. Minmus has very low gravity, so there we go. that took some finagling. But anyway, we got one. So let's get this focused on here so we can fine-tune this. We are at 2 million meters here. So let's get that adjusted a little bit so we can come in a little closer than 2 million meters. How about a nice oh, what's my satellite supposed to be at? Satellite over Minmus. It's gotta be at apoapsis of 455. Okay, so that's 800. So let's see if we can get down to 455. May not be able to. Okay. Looks like 800 might be the best we can get here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Just like that. Alright. We're going to get to the node in 38 minutes. It's 194 meters per second. That means we will have our final stage here even as we approach Minmus, which is a little bit interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and burn or warp to our next maneuver. It's a 7-second burn, so it's a really short burn. We're going to get up to our next maneuver here. I'm going to focus back on our ship, hopefully. I'm just using the tab key to scroll through there. Someone said you can use backspace to focus back on the ship, but that never works for me. Okay. Let's get into position here. As you can see, the target is set. I can fly straight towards Minmus, but that's not always the best thing to do. It is not the thing to do in this case. Alright, so we're going to make some adjustments. And we may not be able to fine tune it as much as it needs to be, but I think we can get pretty close. I think we can get pretty darn close. Alright, here we go. And we are burning, we're burning, we're burning, and stop. Okay. What's our apoapsis at now? Looks like we're coming straight for Minmus. Which, that's something. Okay. Let's go ahead and warp up there. Oh, no, we're fine. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our remaining fuel to achieve an orbit of Minmus. Oh my gosh, look at our inclination here. That's awful. Let's add a maneuver and see if we can move it maybe around a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're going to dump this thing anyway, so might as well use it to get all of our stuff in the right position. 261, 359. There we go. Perfect. Alright. So we want to warp to that maneuver. Another 138. Little correction burn. Like I said, we're going to be dumping this section of our rocket anyway, so. And it takes almost no DeltaV to get into an orbit of Minmus because of the low gravity. So, like I said, I'm not worried about that at all. Alright. Go ahead and quick save it just because you never know what might happen. In Kerbal. Sometimes a space kraken can reach out and grab you. Okay, so let's go ahead and speed up time, get down to 2 seconds left on our timer here, and burn. Okay. Alright. Pretty close. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and warp up to here. We've got 269 DeltaV left. Oof. Alright. That's excellent. We did a great job. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into retrograde. We're going to pop in an orbit, and then we should be able to get our our satellite into a nice orbit that they are asking for here. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to burn retrograde till we get into an orbit. And hopefully we don't run out of fuel, and we're going to. And so this is going to go out into the boo. Bye-bye. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and burn a little bit. Get our DeltaV established. Come on. It's taking more than I expected. More than I expected. Here we go. Now, we are in an orbit, so we are going to detach our satellite and decouple him. Actually, before I decouple it, I'm going to turn on the Probodobodyne here. I'm going to decouple him. Okay, he's out. And I'm going to use him to what's our inclination difference here? 5 degrees. Okay. So if we get up to here, add a maneuver, I want to change our inclination to match their inclination, just like so. That's good. And our periapsis needs to be 229, and it is currently more than that. So let's get that down to 229. Come on now. There we go. Just like so. That'll be good. Alright. So let's go ahead and warp to that maneuver. Okay. And I want this engine activate. There we go. Alright, so now it's going to be a tiny little burn. Okay, so a tiny little 10 meters per second burn. That's nothing. Okay. And just go ahead and burn that. And boop. There we go. Now we need to get this thing positioned correctly. So we're at 498 and they want it at 456. So if we come here and add a maneuver and rotate, it's the wrong way. There we go. That will work just like that. So what I'm going to have to do is want to rotate it that way. And then we'll also have to modify our apoapsis and our periapsis. But we've got to do it in several steps. And that's just the way it goes. But that's fine. We'll get this satellite in here and we'll be in good shape. Another little tiny burn. Stop! Oh my god. Freaking overshot it big time. And sometimes it takes a little bit for the, well, like when you press the backslash key to stop the time move, it takes a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to come up here to this till I get that into position. There. Okay, I'm going to into retrograde. Just like so. And then we will fly up to this one. Actually, I might be able to do another rotation here. Yeah, let's go ahead and add a maneuver out there. See if we can rotate it just a hair. Just so that it matches up a little better. And then we'll also have to burn our periapsis. Not that much. Yeah, gotta match up with the purple here. There we go. Looks like our inclination's just a tiny bit off still. So maybe we can get that fixed up as well. And back down to there. And you'd be surprised, it actually doesn't have to be exact. Whenever we get pretty close, it usually allows you to, it'll accept a pretty close approximation to the desired orbit. So you'll see as we get this pretty close here, it'll just, the purple line will disappear and it'll say, yep, you got it. I think it'll be on this burn here. I think so. Whoa, I think so. Okay. Oh, I've got the target for retrograde turned on still. Okay. And here we go. And we'll go ahead and burn. Yep, there it goes. It accepted our approximation of the satellite. Oh, that's some other missions I did off camera. Jewelful I did for the tutorial. If you haven't watched that, check it out. First flyby of Minmus, entered orbit of Minmus, and escaped the gravitational influence of Minmus. We did. Okay. Deployed our satellite. There we go. Got some good money for that. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to this. And there we go. So now we have 1819 to land on Minmus. Minmus is a rocky little place. But it's got lots of flatlands and it's got lots of other interesting features. So we're going to go ahead and warp around to there. We're going to burn this retrograde down. Actually, what is our current status? Before we get too far in, I want to make sure we get all of our science. So let's go ahead and send that science there. Let's take a barometer reading. We're in high over Minmus, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to log the temperature, high over Minmus. We're going to take our Science Junior, high over Minmus. We are going to do a Mystery Goo, high over Minmus. And we'll do an EVA. Actually, I meant to do the other one. How over Minmus. Go ahead and go back in. I want Bob to do the EVA so he can reset all of our experiments. So he's going to collect the data from that. Yep. He's going to restore it. He's going to collect the data from this. Collect the data from this. And I can't collect the data from that because I got to let go. Turn on the RCS. Go down a little bit. Bob, stay under control now. And I want you to collect the data as soon as you're close enough. Alright, there we go. Collect the data. Yep. And restore it. Takes a second. And it's restored. Very good. Okay. Where are you going, bro? Ship is kind of drifting here and it makes it annoying to get back in. I should have stabilized it first. Okay. I knew better than this. That's alright. We're going to go ahead and get on there. Get back into the ship. I'm going to take the data out of there so that we can take another crew report closer to Minmus. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on this SAS. We're going to burn retrograde till we get low over Minmus. And I'm not sure what low over Minmus consists of, but we're going to do about 20,000. 25,000. Alright, so we're going to warp over there. We're going to do all the same experiments, and then we'll end this episode as part 1, and we'll allow our next episode to be the landing on Minmus. Okay. Now let's see what our friends say. Okay. Alright. Let's do another crew report. This is near Minmus. Okay. So I'm going to keep that. And we're going to do more of that. And more of that. We're going to do one of these. Keep that. I'm going to do one of these. Keep that. Bob's going to go on an EVA. He's going to keep that. He's going to take the data out. Alright, then he's going to store them. Alright, he's going to take this data. He's going to take that data. He's going to take this data and restore it. He's going to let go once again. And he's going to fly down, take care of the Science Junior. There we go. Collect the data. Restore it. Boop, boop. Alright. Beautiful. Drift back up to the cockpit. Ah! Stop. No. Stop it. Come on, Bob. Get your act together, Bob. There we go. Get back in. Okay, so now we've got all kinds of experiments, and the ones that we can send, we'll send that one. Keep that one, keep that one. We can send all of them, but you get 100% science for certain ones, like the EVA reports and the crew reports. So, okay, very good. So now we are ready to look at this. It's awesome. I can't wait to land on Minmus and get a lot more science. So, gather the first scientific data from Minmus and the first spacewalk in the orbit of Minmus. So you can see these are different biomes here. We're currently over the Midlands, and if I go ahead and do a little bit of a retrograde burn, we'll get the apoapsis down so that we have. I don't need more science high over Minmus. Just be low over Minmus here. So let's get a nice low orbit going, and then that will be it for this episode here. Nice low orbit. Nice low orbit. Okay. So now, as we pass over biomes, it should say different. Yeah, see, there's lowlands. So if I do a crew report, it's still high over Minmus. Okay. That's fine. Let's see. I'm too high right now. 30,000. I guess it's too high. What about it? Does an EVA count as? Yeah, still high. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so what we need to do is get a little bit lower. So we'll warp around to the periapsis one more time. We'll bring our apoapsis down, and then we can get, as we pass biomes, we can get different scientific data from the EVA reports, just like we do when we're flying over Kerbin. It's all about the biomes. Different biomes give you different scientific results, no matter if you're on the same orbital body or not. Alright, so let's go ahead and burn retrograde just a bit, get our apoapsis down just a little bit more. This one's at 11,000. I think the highest mountains are like 7,000, maybe 5,000. I don't remember exactly. It's definitely not 11,000 though. Alright, there we go. So now we're over the lowlands. Let's see if we can do a little bit of science just to see if it makes a difference. Alright, that's still that. Still that on the biome there. And aha! See? In space just above Minmus's lowlands. Okay. We actually already have that one, I guess. So we don't need that. However, the fact that it is now reading different reading, that's good. Alright, so let's go over to... Oh, I got him on the ladder still. Okay. Let's get him back in. Okay. Let's go over to a different biome. Oh, Greater Flats. Oh, I missed it. Darn. We just barely flew over it. Barely flew over it. Midlands. Stop. Midlands. Let's get some new science. EVA. Take it. Observe goo. Can't. Crew report. No. It's the same. Okay. Just going to keep that. Might be the same as well. I can't remember which science experiments have to do with the biome. Okay, we'll keep them. Why not? Okay. Yeah, I think this is, they're going to be the same. I think they're going to be the same. Let's go ahead and get Bob out. Take him and then we'll see. Collect. Restore. Take. Alright. And then he will let go. He'll fly down. Alright, collect the data. Restore. Alright. Okay. Grab it with your feet. And board. Yeah, dumping experiments. Okay. Yeah, so it remembered that we were still on. I guess the crew report is really the only one. I mean, not the crew report. The EVA report is really the only one that matters per biome. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, throw me some likes, leave me some comments, and as always, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.